domination.
Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy Falcon, and today I'm bringing my first ever commentary on my YouTube channel, so excuse me if it's a little rough since it's my first time ever doing it. Today we're going to be discussing my team and I joining Team ProsperUs, as you can tell from the title of this video. Team ProsperUs is a fairly new organization that was founded during the Advanced Warfare season by my good friend and previous teammate Justin Floods, or his other alias was Fullets. He founded this team back in UMG Dallas, and he went with his squad then. And now he's going to be just stepping out of the competing scene, and now he's going to be looking towards the managing and owning scene, as he has picked up me and my team. My team and I went to Justin about a week ago, and we asked if we could join the organization, and after about 4 days of Justin and Mitchell, my other good friend who was the previous owner of Erect Gaming when me and Vivid and a few other of my teammates were on it, they came together with an agreement with me, and we're actually going to be representing them for the entire season. Mitchell is actively serving in the Air Force right now, so shout out to you, Mitchell, for serving this country. As you can probably already imagine, one of my teammates is Vivid. I've been teaming with him for 2 years now, 2 years and 10 days exactly. Vivid is by far my favorite teammate. Me and him, we always find a way to work stuff out. Every teammate have a little bit of disagreement here and there, but Vivid really makes my time competing, like really worth it, because he sees things how I see it, and not very many people in this community do, unfortunately. And then next we got Bismo. I met Bismo back in Ghost, but it was later in the season. It was when we were still on 360 before we moved to the 1. Bismo's a really cool guy. He's the same age as me, which pretty awesome. Not very many people in this community are. A lot of people are either younger or older. There's not like the medium where me and him are at. Bismo's a really funny guy. He really makes the time that when we play enjoyable, because he's not, he's not very strict about everything. He knows how to make the situation fun no matter what it is. And if you're new to the competing scene, that's really one of my biggest things I can tell you, is that you got to try to find at least one teammate that can make that experience worth it for you. Because if not, then your time's gonna be miserable, because everything's just gonna be so negative. And even if you've been competing for a while, you could probably agree with that. And last but not least, my teammate is Big Mike. Big Mike, we met during the Advanced Warfare season from Mitchell. Mike's friend Travis hit up Mitchell, and Mitchell was asking me if we could run with him, because Trav sold all the good information about Big Mike to Mitchell and what all he had accomplished. So, me and Vivid were actually still teaming at that point, and we were like, sure, why not? So we gave Big Mike a chance, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for that long. It's not really even Big Mike's fault. It's just me and Vivid were going through a patch where we couldn't seem to find two teammates, which really sucked. And I wouldn't really say it's Big Mike's fault, but things just didn't seem to work out. But me and Vivid really like Big Mike. He's a really cool guy. He's also one of my favorite teammates. It's really fun to be able to team with these guys, because each one of them has their own thing that they bring to the table, and that's really good when you're thinking about going to events in a long-term team. And that's another thing that I can give you guys a piece of advice, is don't look for a team that you can only trust for one event. Look for a team that you're going to be looking for multiple events, because if you're only going to team with them for one event, what's really the point of teaming with them? That's kind of how Big Mike sees things, and that's what I really like about him. He's more of a long-term guy, and I actually want to personally thank Mike and Vivid for teaming with me in Bismo, because they could be teaming with 18+ people and trying to make the league, but unfortunately me and Bismo are 17, so we couldn't compete in the Pro League and COD Champs, of course, which is kind of a bummer. But if everything works out, next year should be our year that we actually we can actually take this thing serious. But this year, as far as our plans for Team ProsperUs, we do plan on going to various events such as MES and all the UMG events and stuff like that. So make sure you catch us there. And thanks for watching the YouTube video, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It's been real, and it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. It's been your boy Falcon. Peace.